What's up YouTube, Element here. I just got done watching Star Wars The Last Jedi and it was crazy. It was an amazing movie and I'm just gonna go out on a limb and start right here and say it's probably one of the top Star Wars movies that I've ever seen. It ranks up there with Empire Strikes Back. It had great story, great narrative, great pacing. I never felt like once that I was getting disinterested or... Here's a good one. So usually when I go to these concessions, I typically get some nachos, maybe a hot dog if I haven't eaten already, and then some popcorn for the second half of the movie. Because undoubtedly we're going to be playing a long game, right? So we're going to need something to munch on at the second half of the movie. I didn't need that. I never felt like I was disinterested. I only had a hot dog and some curly fries and you know, my drink. And after I was done with those items, I was watching the movie and never once did I feel like I needed to munch on anything. I was engaged. I wanted to see what happened next, and I wanted to be attentive. I wanted to be present for every single thing that happened. So I need to stop all of the presses right here. I need to stop everyone from doing what they're doing, filming the videos they're filming right now, because everyone's reporting that Rey's parents were revealed. That is not the case. So, spoiler alert if you have not seen the movie, okay? But if you've made it this far, I guarantee you've probably seen the movie. So, first of all, a friend of mine who had seen the movie before me, since I was actually watching a late showing, had told me that her parents were actually revealed. So upon watching the movie, I was fully expecting it to be revealed. And when the reveal happened, I wasn't satisfied. And here's why. There's no way that some nobody from out of left field is as strong or stronger than Ben Solo or Kylo Ren, who has Skywalker blood in him. She is somebody. She isn't nobody. And she's definitely not the daughter of junk traders who sold her off for money or food or whatever. That's just not the thing. See, my original theory is that she was a Kenobi because Obi-Wan Kenobi called her name directly in her first vision in The Force Awakens. There's a lot of parallels you can draw with her and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Number one being that she saved a droid in the desert who had intel for the rebels. Obi-Wan Kenobi saved a droid in the desert who had intel for the rebels. Obi-Wan Kenobi was famous for his mind trick. She did it with the greatest of ease. And then he called out her name directly in her vision. It was the only name that Obi-Wan called out, or it was the only name that was called out directly in that vision, okay? So a lot of the lines in that vision were mixed up from lines from old movies or something like that, and his was the only one that called out to Rey. My theory extends further where Obi-Wan has been training her or talking to her in her mind this entire time, which is what she refers to in this movie as something inside of me has always been there. And when Kylo Ren in their final clash on The Force Awakens says that she needs a teacher, she needs a guide, she closes her eyes, and it's something that has been nagging at me. Who is she talking to? What is she doing? She can't just close her eyes and then feel the Force. No, at that very moment, I think she closed her eyes when Obi-Wan did his classic, let go your conscious self and act on instinct. And that's when she turned the tables on Kylo Ren. So, fast forward to this movie. A lot of people are saying that her parents are revealed. I didn't think so. You know why? Because of two things. Number one, we all knew from interviews from the past that her parentage and her lineage would be revealed in episode 9. Not this movie. Number two, when she had first met Snoke on the Dreadnought and things were starting to unravel, Snoke said something very, very telling. And that was that he had been feeding them visions. When they touched hands and they were communing with each other and speaking to each other in their mind visions or their force visions, Snoke was feeding them images that they wanted to see so as to create the situation that they were in. He fed Rey exactly what she needed to see in order to get her to come to to Ben, and he fed Ben exactly what he needed to see, which is that she's a nobody, and that he is the only person in the world that matters. And that's just it. He showed him that her parents are nobody, they're junk traders, and he's the only one that matters, and that's what caused him to go down the dark path again, which I'm super happy about, by the way. I read all kinds of theories that Kylo Ren was going to be redeemed, and that Rey was going to go to the dark side, and we'd have this, you know, bait and switch and stuff like that, or we'd have another Darth Vader moment where he gets redeemed and saves the day. And when they started fighting together, I thought that was going to be the case. I was going to be okay with it, but it turned out that after Snoke had given him that image, that Rey was a nobody, and she didn't come from anywhere, and that he was the only one that mattered. He was a Skywalker. He was destined to rule and destined to be the big shot. And so after he took out Snoke, he offered up a hand to Rey. Rule with me. You are a nobody. I'm a somebody. We can be great together. And I'm so glad that they ended it with Anakin's old lightsaber being ripped apart and kind of split in two. But beyond that, it just told me that her parents were not revealed. Her parents were kept from Kylo in that vision. Snoke was giving them or feeding them images that they wanted to see. Images that would cause them to play into his hands. And of course, that kind of backfired because Kylo saw himself as the big shot. And he saw himself saving Rey and ruling together with her. And that just wasn't the case. He turned on Snoke and took him out. And I always thought that Snoke wasn't the end-all and be-all. I always knew that there was some kind of force behind him. And if not, I'm glad that Kylo is the ultimate bad or the ultimate evil in this saga, because I didn't want another Darth Vader. I didn't want another redemption. I'm glad that they kind of pulled a micro bait and switch and had them fighting together in that room and having us believe that he was going to be redeemed. But he went back to his old self. He was the big shot. He was the only person that mattered. Rey was nobody. And that's how the movie played out. And I am glad that the movie ended that way. Just take this note and make this the one thing you take away from this review. Rey's parents were not revealed. Also, I do want to say that Luke Skywalker in this movie was pretty damn incredible. Almost to the point where he showed some power that I didn't even think he had. A lot of his story and the narrative surrounding why the things happened the way they did at the Jedi Temple, and why he was trying to destroy the past, including all of the Jedi texts and trying to end what was traditionally known as a Jedi, because, you know, at the end of the movie he finally came to terms with Rey being a Jedi, but not Jedi in the sense that they had previously thought, going back to the original trilogy, to the prequels, and to now. Rey is inhabiting a new form of a Jedi. She is the new addition. Essentially, she's the new addition. And Luke's story in this movie was in particular very, very satisfying. Its conclusion was so gratifying that I am content with leaving it where it is and continuing on with Rey's story. I thought Yoda was a great nod to that, adding to the wisdom in Luke's decision to get rid of Jedi, or the way or the meaning or connotation behind the word. And it was a great cameo. I was hoping Obi-Wan was going to make one, but obviously they have plans for him on his solo film. Yeah, I loved Luke Skywalker. I loved the part he played in this movie, and I thought it was great. I can't wait for episode 9. Let me know what you guys thought in the comment section below. Is it up there with Empire Strikes Back like I think? Leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more Dragon Ball Super and Star Wars videos, because I'll be doing an in-depth theory on who Rey's parents are based on this evidence that has just come to light. And I'll speak to y'all next time. Bye. Also, if you're interested in watching a full-length review done by me and my brother Flip, you can go on to our channel, Watching Sundays. We're going to be posting it on Sunday. It's going to be a full review. We're going to get his thoughts and we're going to expound upon mine. And it's just going to be like a full-on review, and we're going to take you with us on our theater experience, and we're going to take you down the full Jedi, or the full Last Jedi experience with Watching Sundays. So if you're interested in that, head on over to that channel. I'm going to put a link in the description below. Watch it, enjoy it, and subscribe if you're into that stuff. We'll be covering shows, doing reviews for anything that we find interesting to watch, and we only film on Sundays, so it's a great kind of palate cleanser, so to speak, from all of the other things you watch during the week. So head on over, watch that, enjoy, subscribe.